Restas, Cremvase Azantes. Welcome, video lovers. Welcome to Tac Nerd 1.0. Fellow humans, this is the Heritage 92 in 357/38 special. We premiered this a couple weeks ago, and Heritage is fairly new at this, but this is formally really the Rossi 92, really the same rifle. It is made in a different factory, and I think that does show some of the differences. I think the wood on the Heritage is better.
That's what she said! Woo!
But essentially, it's the same rifle. All the parts are the same, and I believe it really fires the same. But I was able to get out to the range, and I was able to get some footage of this. And I'll tell you now, and I do mention it in the video, the rounds I was using, these were some reloads that I did myself. And I had found this loading online. It was supposed to be some fairly hot, supposed to make some fairly hot loads. And they were with H001 powder. My original intention was I wanted to get this smoothed out as much as I could. I wanted to not have to do the upgrade kit that they sell for these. So my intention was to use some really hot loads, maybe fire off a bunch of them through this, and maybe that would do it itself. I'm gonna put in the footage. You'll see how things go, and then we're gonna come back and I'll give you my reactions to everything and tell you about some of the other things we did with the rifle. All right, so don't want to belabor the point. Let's go cut to the footage and then we'll come back. All right, folks, we're out here at the range and we are testing out. This is the Heritage 92, formerly the Rossi 92. Got some pretty stout 357s we're going to try with this, and I've got a target not too far, maybe 20 yards or so, something like that. I'm just going to try these out. These are loaded with H001, so they're supposed to be pretty hot. I really wanted to fire something hot out of this.
Jam.
All right. That's about all we had in there. I'm going to reload and we're going to try this again. Those weren't, those had a little bit of kick to them. I wouldn't say they're horrible. No, certainly not at all. 38s are probably in this thing going to be probably almost negligible. All right, everyone, we're back. So that was the footage we had. So here's a few of my thoughts. First off, on the ammunition choice, uh, I thought it was great. I thought it worked. It worked well. I originally thought that it was going to be have a lot more recoil than it did. To be quite honest, it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. And I know 357 through a rifle isn't going to be terrible anyways, but I expected something kind of more. But it wasn't. It really wasn't that bad. So I don't think that was going to be the solution to my problem. Really didn't turn out to be the solution to the issue of getting it basically slicked up. The other issue I had, now it was very cold the day I was out there, and that's bad enough on the fingers. But I will tell you the one kind of bad thing with these rifles, the one negative with these rifles is the loading gate situation. It really is stiff and jagged. I cut up my fingers that day, and it really ended up getting blood all over the rifle because of that. And it really didn't seem like that was, I thought again, if I used it enough, it would get past this. It just didn't seem like that was going to be the case. I don't know. I could have probably fired thousands of rounds through there, and I don't know if the loading gate would have softened up a bit. Now, my Rossi 95 that I have in 3030, that one, it really no issues with that at all. A little bit stiff, but not anywhere near what this one is. Certainly nothing that would cause you to bleed. As far as the ammunition goes, it was fine. Accuracy was amazing. That was great, and you can see on the video. I don't know if I missed at all. Um, the I'll show you. I put these bullseye sights on all of my lever actions. I really love these, and that really gives it kind of a win game. So, really had no issue there. The other problems that I did have with it, unfortunately, and I have heard this from other people as well with these newer heritages, my bead sight came off. My brass bead sight. Try to get that in focus there. It was loose. I tried to fasten it on there a bit more with some super glue. Was hoping that would hold. I didn't really have a lot of high hopes for that, but it was loose and it kind of just popped off. So I'm probably going to have to contact Rossi and see if I can get a replacement for that. Um, and I will keep you posted and let you know how things go with that. The other issue, like I said, is that the loading gate situation was just far too stiff and jagged. So basically did a couple things. I did end up ordering the kit for it, the gunslinger kit. This is by Lee's Gunsmithing. Now, people have been using this on the Rossi 95s for years. Easy answer to your question, yes, it works perfectly with the Heritage 92s. I'm sorry, I said 95 before. It works perfectly on the 92s. So, yes, that's fine. The other part that I did is I did shorten the spring, the magazine spring. I did put a brass um, I did put a brass follower in there, and also ended up slicking up the loading gate a bit with my Dremel. So between those two things, it now really isn't that bad at all. I did load in a few dummy shells for practice, and really works great. And I have a feeling the way it is now, I think I will actually be able to get it to a point where I can, use it quite a bit, and that'll make it even more slick. I did do the rest of the slicking up with this kit, and I just wanted to show you the results of that. And I wish they had some kind of meter you could do for lever actions, but this is the result here, and you can see, boy, it is just so freaking smooth now. It's just like like butter. Um, you know, and it wasn't. It was stiff. It now my Rossi 95, my 3030, that came out slick right out of the box. That was beautiful. And I have a feeling, they did obviously spend more time with the design and the makeup of the 95s. They are pricier. It is a different design though. It's a Marlin design versus the Winchester design. I don't think that should necessarily have anything to do with the slickness. I think if they spent a little bit more time on these 95s, now that Heritage has them, I think they probably could get these to a position now where they weren't so stiff. But I want to also put this on the trigger meter here so we could see what this is at. Now, I'll link the video that I followed below. It's a pretty famous video in the 92 community. I think everyone has probably seen it. And there's two videos for this. Now, let me tell you something also before we get to the test. It's not an easy task to do this. And it's one of the reasons why I really didn't want to do it. I have done it once before, and man, I'll tell you, it's a little frustrating. I will say this though, if you take your time, if you follow along that video, you'll be okay. But give yourself the proper amount of time. Don't do it when you're tired, and take a break. I actually did it over 2 days. I gave it a couple hours each day. And maybe it wasn't even a couple hours, maybe an hour at each time, and I got through it. But it can be a little daunting to take down a lever action gun and get all the guts out of it, but you can do it. Let's see what this is at now, and it should be pretty light. Yeah, that is like 1.5 pounds. I mean, it's really amazing. um it's like nothing. uh a mouse fart would fire this off now. Same thing, 1.5 pounds. So again, really nice the way this is at. Now my intention was I'd like to get into some cowboy action shooting. That's another reason I kind of got into this. I did finally find a place close to me where they're doing this. So I think that might be, I think I might do that. That was one of the reasons too for slicking this up. And I know if my wife goes along with, she would not be able to do the loading gate. So anyways, that really is about it for the video, guys. I just wanted to show you kind of what you're in store. If you do get one of these, expect a few things. Expect to probably end up ordering this kit and doing that. If you want to just have this as a range toy and shoot it once in a while, then that's fine. The only thing you would probably have to do then is just shorten the magazine tube and then slick up the loading gate. And you don't need the kit for that. So that would be fine. If that's all you want to do, you can do that. If you want to get this really slicked up like this one is and get it down to that 1.5 pound trigger, yeah, you're gonna have to get the kit to do that. Other than that, the only other issue I had again was the front sight, and I will have to end up calling Rossi about that. We'll see how their customer service is. But other than that, folks, I do like the rifle. I think it's a great rifle. I think with 38s, oh my god, I don't think this is going to be probably like a 22 with 38s, because it's almost nothing even with really hot 357 loads. The 38s are going to be nothing. So I can definitely see why people use these in cowboy action shooting, because um, really, really slick. And I tell you, with this bird's eye sight, boy, that's just going to be awesome. You should be able to get on site really, really quick with that. All right, folks. So that's about it. That's it for the Heritage 92 range time and shooting and upgrades video. Folks, thank you for coming by today. On your way out, if you would like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to fire off the shot at that bell notification. And if you feel you have been so entertained,
Are you not entertained?
don't forget to drop us one of those super thanks and consider joining as a member down below. This summer, we're going to be starting our real membership drive, and we're going to get all sorts of stuff out there to show you, to protect you from the apocalypse that is coming, whether that be aliens, zombies, or robots, whatever that may be. You will be prepared because you have a friend in the apocalypse, and that is me, Tech Nerd 1.0. Thanks, folks. See you next time.